Coming up on today's show, Ford says it has no plans to spin off its electric vehicles into a separate company. Elon Musk says he didn't start the fight with the SEC, but he will finish it as things get messy. And Stellantis' CEO lays out new electric model plans while warning that the costs associated with going electric are too high for the company to absorb. And that means, we think, more expensive vehicles. These stories and more coming next. This is Ecotricity's EcoTEC Roundup show from New Zealand's only carboNZero certified renewable electricity company. We only source from wind, hydro and solar, and we are the leading supplier of electricity to EVs in New Zealand. Switch today at ecotricity.co.nz. Welcome back to another roundup in the world of clean cars and green energy. Thanks for joining me. For the last month or so, there have been persistent rumours suggesting that Ford was considering spinning off its electric vehicles into a separate business. This week, Ford's CEO, Jim Farley, put those rumours to bed. During an appearance at a Wolf Research conference, Farley said, quote, "Despite the press speculation, we have no plans to spin off our electric business or our ICE business," end quote. Instead, he reiterated, Ford is focusing instead on focus and capabilities, expertise and talent. Ford, like many legacy automakers, has been under increasing pressure from Wall Street analysts to cash in on the growing investment bubble surrounding the EV market by coming up with a brand new electric-only brand and letting it behave like a startup. In deciding not to spin off, though, we think this says a lot about Ford's hopes for the future of EVs. The second-generation Nissan LEAF, 5 years into its production, is getting a mid-cycle refresh. For those who don't know, that's the point in a vehicle's production lifespan where the underlying mechanics of the vehicle stay largely unchanged, but a few styling differences are pushed out, inside and out, to make it look less dated. And in the case of the Nissan LEAF, that means a new front grille that looks a little more like the grille found on the Nissan Ariya, Nissan's new redesigned logo, front and rear, and brand new wheels, which again give the car a more Ariya-like appearance. But the one thing that really could benefit from a change, the DC fast charging port, remains the same. It's still CHAdeMO, a standard that's now pretty much ignored across North America and Europe. Elon Musk, Tesla's CEO, has long railed against the US Securities and Exchanges Commission and the way it stepped in to rein in his social media accounts. The SEC is unhappy with Musk using Twitter to make statements that may have a material impact on Tesla's share price. Musk and his lawyer have hit back, claiming that the SEC is infringing on his freedom of speech and harassing him, claiming it's corrupt since it failed to distribute fines Tesla, actually Musk, paid over the now infamous going private at 420 tweet to Tesla shareholders. The Wall Street Journal claimed this week that the SEC is investigating Elon and his brother Kimball for insider trading, after Kimball sold $100 million of Tesla shares the day before Elon's infamous 420 tweet. While it did not comment on the Wall Street Journal article, the SEC says the complexity of the case means that it's taken longer than expected to distribute the proceeds of the fines to Tesla shareholders. Meanwhile, Musk says that he's been working on a case against the SEC, adding, quote, "I didn't start the fight, but I will finish it," end quote. This one will drag on, I think. Back in April 2021, Polestar unveiled what it called the Polestar Zero project, a goal to make a climate-neutral car by 2030. And since then, the company has been building a team of engineers and scientists to help it achieve that goal. It has commitments from SSAB, Hydro, ZKW, Autoliv and ZF to research and implement ways to reach zero emissions for future vehicle production. And now it's opening up its research to a wider base. In a news release on the company website, Polestar issued an open call for research and collaboration, be they from independent researchers, universities, suppliers, governments, entrepreneurs, investors, experts, investors or authorities. The call for participants will remain open between February 23rd and March 23rd. In May last year, Tesla announced that it was no longer building its Model 3 and Model Y with radar sensors, instead choosing to switch its autopilot hardware to a completely vision-based camera system instead. That system, called Tesla Vision, sits at the heart of Tesla's drive to produce a fully autonomous vehicle, a move that marks it apart from the majority of the industry that maintain a radar is essential for autonomous and semi-autonomous operation. Now Tesla has announced via the Transitioning to Tesla Vision support page that radar modules will no longer be built into North American market Model S and Model X. This makes the transition to Tesla Vision complete in the North American region. We've had Faraday Future on the death watch list for some time now, especially given recent news that it had made inaccurate statements to investors prior to its SPAC. Yet this week, Faraday Future announced that it had produced its first production intent, FF91. A production intent vehicle is one made in the last stage of pre-production, where the production line and final engineering tweaks are carried out. While it's a great milestone to see, I feel it would be amiss for us not to note that it's taken Faraday Future 4 years to get from its body in white status to production intent. We also note that while Carsten Breitfeld, formerly of Byton, is at the helm at Faraday Future, he actually shared the stage with Giga, the company's founder and former CEO, who left his position due to financial issues and also happened to be the subject of some of the aforementioned inaccurate statements issued to investors. We're often asked about the sustainability and ethics surrounding the mining of raw materials used in electric vehicle battery packs, and we've made several videos about it. BMW has worked to clean up the cobalt mining industry for some time now, using blockchain technology to ensure the cobalt it uses doesn't come from so-called artisan mines in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, where slave and child labour is all too common. But this week it announced it has become the 6th company to join the Responsible Lithium Partnership. That's a group of vehicle manufacturers and Tier 1 parts suppliers working together to make lithium mining more ethical and environmentally responsible. It has a specific focus on the Atacama salt flats in Chile. The goal of the project is to develop more sustainable mining practices by working with locals, scientists, and environmentalists. As we approach the official switch-off of 3G networks in the US, more and more EV owners face losing their cars' remote connectivity. While some automakers, like BMW, are more than happy to let customers lose all connectivity to their vehicles, others are offering upgrades to ensure continued service. We've already covered Nissan's optional upgrade for LEAF owners, and now Tesla is offering a similar deal for Model S owners whose cars were made before June 2015. In a letter to customers, Tesla says it will upgrade affected customers' cars for $200 plus tax, which, while it's an extra thing to pay for, will mean that all pre-2015 cars that do get the upgrade will be able to continue to benefit from the legacy premium connectivity package that all early Model S's had as standard. Stellantis held an investor call this week to report the second half and full year 2020 earnings. And while there was some good news, confirmation that Fiat will go all electric very soon and a production commitment to an electrified Jeep and Dodge badged vehicles, company CEO Carlos Tavares yet again reiterated that going electric would cost a lot of money. Calling the cost of electrification the, quote, gorilla in the room, Tavares said that electric vehicles cost 40 to 50% more to build than an internal combustion engine vehicle, adding that Stellantis just cannot absorb that cost. What does this mean? Well, essentially, Stellantis is sending up a warning flare that it expects the cost of its vehicles to go up, not down, when it switches to electric. That's something, though, that other brands appear to have avoided. Following on from the official GigaFest and country fair at Tesla's Giga Berlin last year, ostensibly to celebrate the end of construction, even though construction continues to this day, Elon Musk confirmed this week that Tesla will hold a GigaFest at the Austin facility in Texas on April 7th. While details of the event have yet to be laid out, we can expect the event to be very similar to the event held in Berlin in October last year, with tours and attractions for Tesla fans to enjoy. The event will likely be invite-only, and since the GigaFest in Berlin didn't happen inside a finished facility, don't expect the factory to be fully completed inside, even if some of the parts are already finished. When we have more info about it, we will of course share. I'm sure there will be plenty of Giga Texas videos online. After debuting its vehicles to a North American audience at the LA Auto Show and CES, Vinfast announced last week it intends to launch a California roadshow to engage with potential customers. The roadshow is already ongoing, and the company says it began in Los Angeles and travelled north to San Francisco, letting both the media and potential customers experience its vehicles for the very first time. Taking part, the Vinfast VF8 and Vinfast VF9 electric crossovers. According to the official press release from a week or so ago, announcing the California Roadshow, the event will run from last week through until March 6th. Those who attend will be given a chance to learn more about the Vietnamese company, its future electric vehicles, and get a chance to learn about the Vinfast pre-order program. That's an early bird exclusive club which offers some unusual perks, including $3,000 to $5,000 of discounts off their chosen vehicle, plus a stay at a 5-star resort. And finally, we've long known that the computers that Tesla puts in its cars are likely more powerful than anything you'd consider buying for home use. And the graphics systems, well, they're probably more powerful than the graphics card you just paid some scalper your entire savings for. That, combined with the fact that apparently people want to play computer games in their car, means that Tesla has been busy working on making as many games as possible playable in your Tesla. This week, Elon Musk said on Twitter that the company is working to try to make every single game that's currently available in the Steam store playable in a Tesla. And we'd assume that means everything from Cities Skylines, which I love, and Forza Horizon 5, through to CSGO, and yes, as Elon confirmed on Twitter, Cyberpunk 2077. Frankly, it's fun, but I just want EVs to be more affordable. I mean, I have an old PS4 at home, and I barely get to play with it. And when I do, it does fine. And on that note, we're done for the day. Before I go though, do make sure you've hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the latest in EV news from this channel, including the really awesome videos from Gav this week reviewing New Zealand's first all-electric ute. And of course, if you haven't already switched, do make sure you've switched to New Zealand's only carboNZero certified renewable electricity company. It is super easy to make the switch, and in doing so, you'll help New Zealand wean itself off dirty energy and onto clean, green power that will keep the land beautiful for generations to come. I'll be back next week with more awesome content, but until then, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield. Ka kite! See you next time.